Welcome to the JMC Network Newscast. I'm Jonathan Rates.
And I'm Savannah Silva. The Counseling Care Center sponsored several events this week to help students learn how to make better choices in their lives. Food, discussions, and even simulated events all took place on campus.
Tonight we're just kind of raising awareness since it's right before spring break, just about drinking and also getting behind the wheel and just making sure that people are going into spring break just aware of what they're doing. And so we have a lot of information about drinking and driving. We have simulations where you can put on beer goggles and also just a bunch of information about drugs and alcohol. We are working really hard to try to think of different ways to connect with the community, so this won't be the first time or the last time that we try to reach out to the ACU community and especially the students on campus to try to think of whether it's drugs and alcohol related or sexual assault prevention or mental health awareness in general.
The Alumni Relations Office once again had students write what they enjoy about ACU for the second annual I Love ACU Day. Students were encouraged to write and post just exactly why they love this university.
So I Love ACU Day is kind of ACU's version of Philanthropy Day, and it's an opportunity for students to just come and simply write down some of the reasons why they love ACU, and it's a chance for us to thank our donors, and everything that we do is kind of made possible by our donors. So it's just an opportunity for us to thank them. I think it's a good way that ACU students can thank the people that they might not even know make a lot of the stuff that we enjoy possible. So I think it's a great day just for people to share some of the reasons why we love this university.
And I think what makes it easy to love this university is the athletics department. How did we do this weekend?
Well, we did really well. It was an incredible week for ACU sports as its baseball, softball, and basketball teams combined for 6 wins, 1 conference championship, and 2 Player of the Year awards. The women's basketball team closed out the regular season portion of its schedule with a 63-52 win over Texas A&M Corpus Christi, which clinched its first ever Southland Conference championship. As Southland Conference champions, the Wildcats also earned an automatic bid to the Women's National Invitational Tournament beginning on March 16th. Earlier this week, junior guard Alexis Mason also took home the Southland Conference Player of the Year award after averaging 19.9 points and 5.6 rebounds during conference play. Head coach Julie Goodenough added to the Cats' accolades when she was awarded Southland Conference Coach of the Year. She also signed a 4-year contract extension Thursday, keeping her a Wildcat until 2020. The Wildcats' 26-3 overall record is the 4th best in the program's history, and their .897 win percentage is second only to the 1995-1996 squad that posted a 31-2 record. Meanwhile, the men's basketball team fell on a heartbreaker in its season finale against Texas A&M Corpus Christi, 74-69. The Wildcats led by double digits for most of the second half, but a late surge by the Islanders handed ACU just its second loss in Moody this season. Senior forward Austin Cook led the way for the Wildcats in his final game with 14 points on 4 of 5 shooting from behind the arc. Despite the loss, the Wildcats finished the season 7th in the conference at 8-10 after being picked to place dead last in the preseason poll. ACU will return 7 players next year, including freshman guard Jalen Franklin. Franklin averaged 17.5 points per game this season and earned Southland Conference Freshman of the Year. Franklin is also in the running for Mid-Major Freshman of the Year, which will be announced in early April. Finally, in its first series on the newly renovated Polly Wells Field, the women's softball team exploded for 31 runs against the University of Arkansas Pine Bluff last weekend. The Wildcats took the first game 9-0 behind a historic pitching performance from sophomore Hannah Knoll, who struck out 12 of 15 batters faced and earned the second no-hitter of her young career. Knoll joined Shelly Owen as just the second pitcher in the history of ACU to throw multiple no-hitters. Owen threw 4 between 1997 and 1998. The team finished the second game 8-0 and went on to win the final game 14-0. The Wildcats created the lead behind 7 extra base hits and 4 shutout innings from junior transfer Casey May Huff in her first career start. The softball team begins conference play this weekend when they travel to southeastern Louisiana for a 3-game series. Well, that's a wrap here in the sports world, Savannah, but I hear there were some great things going on in downtown Abilene this weekend.
There actually was. There was a lot going on this weekend. Downtown Abilene now has some bright new nighttime look after Tuesday's illumination celebration which officially turned on 75,000 lights, which was installed in trees and on storybook sculptures. The lights are a permanent addition to downtown, and they're a result of Abilene's Storybook Capital of Texas designation.
So they're lighting up downtown Abilene, and there are storybook characters walking around. They're taking pictures because Abilene is the storybook capital of Texas, I believe. I've seen lots of different ages, lots of different kinds of people. A lot of kids, obviously, because of the storybooks, and I even had some older Texas men take pictures with me as my character, and I was Camilla Cream, so that was pretty fun and interesting to see.
I think it's always just good to invite the community to come together, have a free event like this that everyone can be a part of and can participate in. And they got the food trucks out, they've got music playing, they got lights going. It's just a fun, festive evening for all the people from Abilene to come together and hang out and spend time as a community.
The Abilene Cultural Affairs Council estimates 15,000 people attended the event. Well, that's all we have for you this week. For more stories and breaking news, you can go to acuoptimist.com, or you can find us on Twitter or Facebook at ACU Optimist. You can also pick up a paper Friday after chapel. Until next time, for Jonathan Rates, I'm Savannah Silva.